All right, all right, all right, all right. Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. We are live. These are the updates to Zoom in my electronics, so I am just going to wait a minute. Okay. Hello, everybody. I want us to remember we can look up, we can get up, we can get up, we can go up. Having said that, a moment of silence for all of those who have lost their lives because a toddler did accidentally get shot. Um, those who have lost their lives for coronavirus, and those who have lost their lives to police brutality, and those who have lost their lives from other people on people murders. A young activist, 19, did lose her life. And for those who have died due natural causes or through illness or diseases or for any other reasons, moment of silence. So let me get to the music now that I've done that, and I'm going to jump right in. Again, hello to the people in the bushes, hello to the bypassers, hello to the regular supporters, hello to the onlookers and the bypassers. I'm not going to, I can't be before you long, no longer than probably an hour and 15 minutes. So let's get right into this. Apologies for any loud clicks you may be hearing in the background.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby,
Just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough
to keep me from getting to you, baby. Remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. Oh, baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, no, darling.
No wind, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me, baby.
No, no, baby.
'Cause you are
If
my
you're ever in
love.
trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just send for me, oh, baby.
My love is alive, down in my heart, although we are miles apart.
If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double, as fast as I can. And don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough.
Keep me from getting to you, babe. Don't you know that there
Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no.
Hey, there's no mountain high enough, no valley low enough, no river wide enough that can stop us from getting to you when it comes to justice. And it's time to do some calls to action for the end of this week is out. But let me get to this really quick. What I'm not going to do, let me get to these quick rebuttals really quick. Now, for those who have been attempting to justify the murdering of Rayshard Brooks, Well, I tell you what we're going to do. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go through his history, right? But before we go to his history, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. Let me get to the video that I have. Okay. You know I'm going here. If you watch the way I move, something you should know about me is I'm going to compare and contrast. So let me go here really quick. Let me find it and pull it up. And then we're going to go to the history of the officer who killed Rayshard Brooks. Okay. Because what I'm seeing on there is some complaints, but no reprimands. 2017, the use of force, but didn't get reprimanded. His 7 years plus of being on the force in the Atlanta Police Department, he did have complaints filed against his persons, but never any reprimands. So yeah, we're gonna go there. See, we're not gonna be hypocritical. So this is my rebuttal. And for people, I've seen a lot of people, as usual, who want to jump in comment sections and justify police brutality and murderings of African-American people. And I've already said historically, police departments were created to hunt slaves and murder them or jail them legally. So the whole system on why police department was created was diabolical. All right, I already said that. Now, for those who like to justify African-American people being killed when they allegedly attempt to resist or stand their ground, or whatever you want to call it, and I say stand your ground, I got something for you. All right. So let me take you back to, August of 2019. To a murderer, someone who had just murdered somebody, running around with the police outside playing Ring Around the Rosies without being murdered. They didn't kill him. So let me go here real quick. Quick rebuttal. Let me, here we go. Let me play it for you.
Matthew Bernard was suspected of murder, but it's not known why he stripped off all of his clothes and ran into the streets.
Ring Around the Rose with the police.
An officer used mace to try to stop Bernard, but he kept on running straight at Lloyd Galden in a church parking lot.
I was just saying, good Lord, get me out of it, and I was fighting him as most as I could.
Bernard then took off down the road, where he was stopped by officers working with a police dog.
He murdered 2 kids. Let the record show. So last year they wanted to play Ring Around the Rosie with him all doggone day, allowing him to strip off his clothes instead of taking him completely out or taking him down with excessive force, running all around the neighborhood, all up and down the street. Quick rebuttal today. This is my rebuttal today. Let me rebuttal this foolishness and this justification of killing African Americans over here on these United States of American shores. Now, let me get to the police officer history. And then I'm gonna run it on to number 45, artificial executive action today. That's supposed to be about police reform, which is nothing about nothing that have to do with nothing. There's absolutely no accountability there. Kerensz rebuttals today. Yeah, I mentioned it previously. If we're gonna start going in the past of people who are being murdered, well, you better be clear about this. I'm gonna go into the past and the history of the police officers who are doing these murders, committing these crimes, murdering the African American male, female, or whoever, pushing over grandpas, pushing over grandmas, whatever. I'm going into their past. So let's go. Let's do it. People want to do this, we can do it. Yeah, let's put some balance and perspective on this. Right. So let's go through his record. Previously been reprimanded for use of force involving a firearm. Garnett. Garriette, or whatever. All right. In 2017, received a written reprimand in 2017 due to a complaint that was filed against him for using excessive force. This one. Yeah. The one who said he had an adrenaline rush after he killed Richard. And you think they're not going to use that in court against you? The one who said, yeah, you heard what the DA said when he played all of the video back. I killed him. You know, he did. Or something to that effect. Not that there was any remorse or contrition, but that, yeah, like I got him. All right, let's roll on this. See, I'm calling I'm rebuttaling everybody on their hypocrisy. If you're in a leadership position and you should have reprimanded him or he should have been terminated long before now, let's go through his past. Okay, his files show 12 other incidents, varying from vehicle incidents to citizens' complaints, and he was exonerated on 9 of those incidents after internal investigation. Who's conducting these internal investigations? If citizens are filing formal complaints, excuse me, there's an issue there. So they file a complaint and they don't get an effective resolve because you have police unions who want to sit up and say, police can't be sued. You know, citizens can seek no immunity, and you have a United States system who wants to back that. Let me rebuttal today. Okay, 2 other incidents, both involved the vehicle, led to written reprimands and an oral admonishment. No, I'm not going to orally admonish you to do anything. I'm going to suspend your hips and do some other things if you're out there abusing citizens and abusing your little bit of authority. I'm going to hold you accountable for your actions. I'm coming for words today and actions, and I'm rebutting line by line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. So here we go. An incident involving a discharge of a firearm in 2015 did not have a conclusion listed in his documents. So you want to go in, you want to have do reports like we saw in Breonna Taylor murder. The incident report with nothing filled out on it, left blank. So you want to go in, have all these complaints filed, but on your end, you don't want to do thorough documentation. Yeah, let's go through some past. histories. Let's do it. All right. The first officer who arrived on the scene, joined the force in 2018, had been placed on administrative duty pending governor's bureaus of investigation. Okay, that's the typical protocol. Whatever. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the one who did the murdering, who actually fired off the shots. Okay, so you have a history. You have incidents who have been formal complaints that have been filed against him. 12. All right. But he good, right? He a goody goody? Some of those incidents involve the use of a firearm, and that report didn't get filled out thoroughly. So it leads me to want to question what exactly happened. This is my rebuttal. Don't sit up and try to tell me these are just good cops murdering criminals. I'm not going to hear it. They have passes. Now, I need to move on. Let me go to number 45 and his hypocrisy. This is my rebuttal. Yeah. If we going, I admonished everyone. I used a terminology called walking the dog, where you literally walk dogs. But figuratively speaking, I'm talking about walking the dog on this information. We gonna get this all the way right. If you're gonna go through somebody else's past, you better recognize and realize I'm pulling proofs and records. I'm looking for them now because I want to know what these officers' past are. And don't think there's not citizens out there with stories. There are. The ones that you mysteriously don't want to write now as law enforcement. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Your words would justify you or condemn you. I'm coming for words and actions. Right along with your actions. All right. Number 45. Let me roll on you because I got to get to Steve Mnuchin with his Pinocchio number. What did I call him? Pinocchio number 5. Well, let me go to Pinocchio number 1 right now. And unfortunately, we have to listen to this foolishness on what his executive order is going to include. And I will let you hear for yourself, which is a bunch of nothing to me. No accountability. I'm skipping the ads in the background. You know what it is. You know what it is. Disclaimer, in accordance to the Copyright Act of the United States of America, sections 106, 106A, 107, and the others, fair use. I have a right to use the videos, pictures, images, material, and the like, so on and so forth, for research and teachings, new discovery, and the like, as this information is now a matter of public records in accordance to the United States of America's Freedom of Information Act. And let's move on. Video is cute.
Order I'm signing today, we will prioritize federal grants from the Department of Justice to police departments that seek independent credentialing, certifying that they meet high standards, and in fact, in certain cases, the highest standard. That's where they do the best on the use of force and de-escalation training. For example, many believe that proper training might have prevented the tragic deaths of Antoine Rose and Botham Jean. As part of this new credentialing process, chokeholds will be banned, except if an officer's life is at risk.
I'm gonna pause right there because the officers tend to always think their lives are at risk pertaining to African American people. Over 70% of white police officers deem African Americans as a risk. That research has already been conducted and shown over here with facts and statistics. This is Keren's rebuttal.
And I will say we've dealt with all of the various departments, and everybody said, it's time. We have to do it. Additionally, we're looking at new advanced and powerful, less lethal weapons to help prevent deadly interactions. New devices are being developed all the time, and we're looking at the best of them. And cost is no object, no object. Under this executive order, departments will also need a share of information about credible abuses so that officers with significant issues do not simply move from one police department to the next.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right there. Kerensz rebuttal again. Under President Obama's administration and Eric Holder, federal consent decrees. Does it ring a bell? Well, let me flash back. Federal consent decrees put in place, mandated by President Obama and his administration, during his tenure in office, was about policing the police, holding police departments accountable for not policing their police. Not only holding them accountable, requiring that they wear body cams. Flashback, Jeff Sessions, December 2018, went in with a flick of the wrist, repealing consent decrees, walking back that mandate. December 2018. Last bit of flick of the wrist he wanted to do on his exodus. Make sure he did that.
That's a problem. And the heads of our police department said, whatever you can do about that, please let us know. We're letting you know. We're doing a lot about it. In addition, my order will direct federal funding to support officers in dealing with homeless individuals and those who have mental illness and substance abuse problems. We will provide more resources for co-responders, such as social workers who can help officers manage these complex encounters. And this is what they've studied and worked on all their lives. They understand how to do it. We're going to get the best of them put in our police departments and working with our police. We will have reform without undermining our many great and extremely talented law enforcement officers. President Obama and Vice President Biden never even tried to fix this during their 8-year period.
I'm gonna stop the lies right
The
there.
reason-
Pinocchio number one. Rebuttal time. Police need not even apply for the office. They don't need a sociologist. They need a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Two different groups there to examine their head, their behavior patterns, and the very core and essence of their souls. So again, his executive actions is a bunch of nothing about a bunch of nothing. No police accountability, no immunity for those who are murdered at the hands of cops unjustly. I don't want to hear what you're saying because that's not real legislation right there. But Pinocchio, let me call you back out on your lies. Pinocchio number one and Pinocchioism. Kerensz's rebuttal. Your administration, Beer Bar and Jeff Sessions. Your administration, your Department of Justice head, Jeff Sessions, December 2018. Let me walk the dog and information on this one. Because what we're not going to do is sit up and allow people to continuously speak falsehoods in the air and not rebuttal or correct them. Not on this channel. That's what I'm not going to do. And for people who don't like facts and statistics, you really don't need to view this channel. People who don't like history and like to flashback through history, this probably is not the channel for you to view or watch. Kerensz's rebuttal. Yeah, right here. What you're not going to do is sit up and lie on a previous administration. Put in place 20 points to 21st century policing. And they call his police reform a work in progress and a little bit unrealistic to a degree. They tried to deem it during that time as being unachievable. No, it wasn't unachievable. People just didn't want to do the work. And that includes elected officials, who I have no problem recalling at all for being incompetent and not doing their job. Okay. This is 2016. In the wake of 2 Black men killed, an officer involved shooting President Obama reminded the nation Thursday night speech in the White House that he had already taken steps to improve relations. Let's talk about it. The White House had a task force that dealt with 21st century policing. Okay. And after a year of their research, at least 9 states and municipalities had taken significant steps to implement their recommendations in law enforcement agencies. While 18,000 other police departments were still sitting up pontificating. They called him, they thought it was extremely optimistic and unrealistic. And what he was going after was systematic racism and oppression. Yeah. 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 That was Obama's administration. So I have to rebuttal the foolishness. Not just that. Let me go to Mr. Jeff Sessions. Let's go to when Jeff Sessions stripped away federal consent decrees. Let's go there. Because this right here was about police and the police departments. Let's go there. Yeah, let's go. This is Kerensz's rebuttal. I'm not going to do foolishness. I'm not going to let people just sit up and talk erroneously all day. Erroneous verbal assault against other US citizens. No, absolutely not. Sessions, and last minute act sharply limits the use of consent decrees to curb police abuses. Okay. Consent decrees. Mr. Sessions did this on a Wednesday before number 45 terminated him. That sharply curtailed the use of so-called consent decrees that President Obama put in place for police and the police department during his tenure as president. The court approved. No, I'm not signing in. Details between the Justice Department and create a roadmap of changes for law enforcement and other institutions. The move means the decrees used aggressively by Obama era Justice Department officials to fight police abuses. The move means that the decrees used aggressively. Now, this is the reporter terminology who's writing this. By Obama era Justice Department officials to fight police abuses will be more difficult to enact. Jeff Sessions did that. Who administration was he under? Pinocchio #1, number 45, the ones who is in office now. So your Justice Department head and leadership in office. Mr. Sessions has signaled that he will pull back their use as soon as he took office in order to review, stripping away consent decrees. Stripping away consent decrees. On this Pinocchio #45 watch, this is Kerensz's rebuttal. We're gonna go with facts over fiction. Statistics over what's in somebody's head. Over Puff the Magic Dragon theories. So Jeff Sessions got in there and imposed 3 stringent requirements for agreements. Top political appointees must sign off on the deal rather than the career lawyers who had done so in the past, who actually goes in court and litigates. Department lawyers must lay out evidence of additional violations beyond unconstitutional behavior. There should be no additional requirement laid out other than unconstitutional behavior. That's all we needed. The deals must have a sunset date that puts a statute of limitations. This is what he did. Whereas Obama and his administration, no statutes of limitation on murder and police abuses and brutality against people. This administration, Jeff Sessions did that, and Barr is no better. So this is Kerensz's rebuttal. All right. Now, let me stop that and let me move on to Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin. $50 billion in U.S. taxpayers' money have not been accounted for, that went to big corporations with no oversight. Came out and said, you never said that there were going to be oversight. That's a lie. I'm not supposed to sit up here and patty cake around with what I'm saying. Pinocchio #5. That's a lie. Now, let me take you back through words, right? Words that justify you or condemn you. Let me go back to his words, right along with actions that justify or condemn your behavior. Call you on your record. $50 billion gone. And the Careless Act, we pulled up monies being slated for oversight committee. Yeah, we did. We read that in the Careless Act. We read that over here. There's supposed to be oversight. It was money written into the legislation and passed in that Careless Act. S 3548, the Careless Act, written inside that bill was monies for oversight. So, Steve Mnuchin, Pinocchio #5. Let's be very clear. I will be doing my call to action. We're not going to keep playing these games with people. You want to be in the position of authority, but you don't want to be held accountable for anything. You really don't understand responsibility to the degree that you think you do. People always want the titles and the position, but they don't want the accountability and the responsibility that goes along with the title and positions, as well as to do the work thoroughly or justly or fairly. You only people, it's enough of people jumping into these titles and positions for name recognition's sake only. And to heap upon themselves some accolades from others. It's enough of that. And align their pockets for the rest of their lives. It's enough of that. Steve Mnuchin, Pinocchio number 40, Pinocchio number 5. This is Keren's rebuttal. You lying, and you have lied. Senators push Mnuchin to guarantee oversight of $500 billion coronavirus bailout. This was in March 2020 this year. You set up and you said, okay. You set up and you said, okay. Show over here. We've shown that over here. It's in the bill. Whether you said okay or not, it's in the bill. It passed. So there has to be oversight. But you said okay. Now you're trying to walk it back. It's $500 billion gone, and we don't know where the money at. We don't know what corporations got what. Let me go here real quick. Real quick. I'm pulling it up. Steve Mnuchin. You. Pinocchio number 5. You. They told lies in real life. Some of you all would not be able to fit into a building. You would have to stand outside for the rest of your life. Okay, Inspector General warned that Trump administration is blocking scrutiny of coronavirus rescue program. Steve Mnuchin, this is you. In short, you are refusing to be transparent about where that $50 billion went to. 500 billion. Let me not minimize the amount. $500 billion went to. We don't know who got that money and how they got it. We don't even know if they met the requirements. Because you guys have been sitting up in there blocking and being evasive on every wind and wave, avoiding everything. But it's in the bill. And as far as I can say, like I said, in a call to action, my call to action gonna be real simple. I'm running the bill back to every congressperson and every senator. I'm gonna run it back as what they passed. Not only will I run that back in my call to action, you get a direct email. Let me tell you something about call to actions real quick, and then I'm going to get off. And these call to actions that we're going to do, reason why we email is because we want an electronic paper trail, electronic digital trail, right? Not only do we want an electronic digital trail, they get them emails real quick. All right. And they can't lie and say, I never got your call. You got the email because you get a return receipt on the email. Time, dated, stamped, time stamp associated and attached to it, which can always be investigated. So call to action. I'm just going to run everybody's email addresses over here, and we're going to email everybody back to back to back to back about that $500 billion plus some other issues. Real police reform. Yeah, I looked at what the Democrats put in the House. Should be more there in the terms of police reform. So yeah, we're going to do some call to actions. Also in my call to actions, I like for everybody to call on a certain day at a set time and jam the phone lines up and keep calling repetitiously. These are not new strategies. It's just a call to action. Typical calls to action. Steve Mnuchin coming out and saying, you didn't say it was going to be any oversight. That's a lie. With that being said, I'll go back to the music and I'm done. Keren's rebuttals are finished. I want to admonish everyone, continue to wear your mask. We are still in a pandemic. Beijing is in their second wave or another wave. Markets are closing again over there in Beijing this time, Beijing, China. And we never really dealt with it like we should have dealt with it over here because everybody did not shelter in place when they were asked to shelter in place. Although many of us were compliant sheltering in place at home, I would like to admonish everyone to please continue to wear your mask, your glasses, your goggles, and stay safe. When you are out, be very vigilant, stay very cautious. Remember, we look up, we get up, we keep it moving, we go on. But in the process of going on, we also need a time of healing and restoration. And I think that's what people forget. Yeah, we can keep going, but you need to heal. You need to be restored. And everything on the inside of you needs to be made whole again. That's what needs to happen to people. That's what happens when you have a passion, care, and concern for people. Restoration comes. Healing comes. The process of making a broken person whole again, a wounded and a broken spirit who can bear. You have to restore a person's soul again, their mind, will, emotion, imagination, and intellect. That has not happened in the United States to the degree that it should have. Now, when I say we look up, we get up, we keep it moving, I also want you to know in that is healing. So with that being said, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Here's some music. Let's take us back out on Ain't No Mountain High in there.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry.
mother's birthday. Yeah. So happy birthday to my mom. She already know. We share her birthday love and what is it? Tupac Shakur's. This the day he was born too. So little bit of let me stimulate your mind with some beautiful colors, some calming colors. Real quick. Now I need to stroll past some pictures on Instagram really quick. As I acknowledge my mother's born day. Also, I would like to remind us to remember to vote. Use your privilege to vote. Remember, Juneteenth is coming up, June the 19th. African Americans Independence Day, our real Independence Day over here in the United States of America. I've been celebrating Juneteenth for years. So that's what we do over here. We do on Juneteenth too. For those who don't do Juneteenth and you're African American, I would like to admonish you to start participating in that if you're not. Not now, Instagram, not now. Let me take us to some beautiful. I just need to get past my mom's picture because I don't want to show her picture, even though she don't care if her picture being shown. Wait. Okay, here we go. So let me get a share on this. Let me take y'all to some calming colors. All right. So this is how we're doing it for mom, okay? Beautiful, calming colors. Peach is a calming color. Cream is a calming color. That's Marvin there, calming colors. So yeah, but my mom always do this. She loves flowers, so do roses. Customized table linen as usual. That's just me. Roses, pearls, bling. Because to my mom, if it don't bling, it don't say a thing. So with that being said, just want to show y'all some common colors to shock your minds up real quick. Now I will take you back to Marvin Gaye, Tammi, Terrell, and I'm getting off here because I do have to go do what I need to do for myself, as my birthday is later on in this month.
To keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh no, darling.
No wind, no rain, or winter's cold can stop me, baby.
No, baby.
'Cause you
If you're ever in trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just send for me, oh baby.
my love is alive down in my heart, although we are miles apart.
If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double just as fast as I can. And don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough.
Keep me from getting to you, babe. Don't you know that
There ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, ain't no mountain high
Okay,
enough.
with that being said, let's remember we can look up, we can get up. Thank you so much for streaming, everybody. When I edit this video, when I return home, I will drop all links to descriptions below. I will drop additional links for you to go and read through the information yourself, as well as I will be dropping additional videos to substantiate my rebuttals. So you can go and hear for yourself. They will be below once I get back home later. With that being said, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Remember to take care of yourself. Plenty much love to everybody. Bye, y'all.